Snap along if you want. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, I should say. It's actually evening, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Second show in October. I have an awesome guest tonight by Zoom again, Sarah Jane Mulcrone. She is a shaman. She's a healer. She has a Zoom interview in a few minutes, so we got to make it a short interview, but it'll be a sweet one as usual. But before I get to her, got to read these great underwriters, and then we'll commence per usual. So I want to thank Auto Country, king of the used car in Abington, #1 in the dealer raters for Massachusetts for 2021. We got them. We got A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton, always in search of new service writers and techs. We got Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. My pal Lynchy is always in line for anything to do with scrap metal, automotive, transport, and like that he can work with. We got John's Greenhouses and Floor Shop in Brockton. We got Body by Evelina in Brockton. We got One Good Credit in Brockton. We got Auto Town Auto Glass installed in Abington. We got Eli's Auto Repair in Taunton. We got Fairdiologist Barbershop, Fairdiologist 101 Barbershop in Brockton. We got Shelver Shop Spirits right here in Northeastern. We got the law offices of Cahal Lane and Stefani, specializing in personal injury and workman's comp law in Brockton. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, the Second Amendment Freedom Store. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, W. Siddell in Brockton. We got Grants Rental in Bridgewater. We got Eastern Fitness right in the Village Shops in Northeastern. And we got Joe's Diner in Taunton. I want to thank you guys very much. And now I'll officially introduce Miss Sarah Jane Mulcrone. She's, I believe, British, but you're in the United States now.
Yep.
Are you in New Hampshire?
I'm currently in Massachusetts, actually.
Oh, it's a very nice spot you got there, and you're a healer, and you have about 1,400 candles in that room, and we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, they're actually letting off quite a bit of heat.
What?
They're letting out quite a bit of heat.
Well, that's good. At least you won't be cold in there, but it's a pretty mild night in this area, but that's great. You know what you're doing, and it's obvious that, you dress for the occasion. Looks like you're out for a summer run on the beach with that tank top you're wearing.
A bit of yoga. So
yeah, exactly. Well, tell me about your
an impromptu TV interview. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being a Jill on the spot, Jilly on the spot. I'd say Johnny on the spot, but that's a guy thing. You're a Jilly, not a Johnny.
Well, we're in that era now where
exactly, yeah, it's all equality. It doesn't matter, gender neutral and whatnot. All right, tell me about your history. When did you start as a shaman? How did that start as a child? Did it, or that's what we find out? How did as a child?
I'm not that I know of. I'm not from a line of indigenous healers, and I wouldn't necessarily call myself a shaman. I do shamanic work. We all have shamanic abilities. It's just whether or not we choose to tap into them. So I suppose there's something innate about it, but officially I started a shamanic apprenticeship at the beginning of last year.
Okay.
And since then, I've been facilitating retreats for quite a while now, and now I'm sort of, branching out into different, we call them integrative modalities.
Okay. Oh yeah, I love the terminology. It's a little over my head, but that's okay with me.
That's all right.
What I want to know is, as a child, was this something you were striving toward, or just something that happened later in life?
No, I suppose that I always had a very well-developed sense of intuition, and I was a weird kid. I was
I know, I was too.
like a lot of kids are. We're in tune with I was very connected to nature. I spent a lot of time by myself, and I freaked a lot of people out because of that. And it was only sort of in adult life when I began dabbling in different healing modalities that I realized, oh wait, I'm not weird, I'm just spiritual.
Okay.
So that's how that evolved. And it's been a wild ride. But it's a lot of fun, and shamanic healing and all the other, I use other modalities like breath work, sound healing, body
Reiki,
work,
Reiki as well.
little Reiki, yeah.
My
Yeah,
sister
energy
was a
work.
Reiki master. That's why I know about Reiki.
Oh, nice.
Yep, yep. And
Cool.
okay. All right. So wow, but it sounds like it's almost like you got them all covered. You do all kinds of
Well,
healing.
no, I work with a whole bunch of different people because I do, when you do energy work, you have to preserve some energy for yourself. So when
Right.
I do retreats, I work with a bunch of different people, acupuncturists, and kind of put people through a,
Oh, you do acupuncture also?
I don't personally. You don't
Okay.
want me doing acupuncture on you. I'm not trained.
Good. I don't want you doing acupuncture anymore. You're absolutely right. Even if you were trained, I'm
Have
a
you
little,
had acupuncture before?
I'm a little squeamish about needles. I mean, I'll tell you, I know
You
people,
don't feel them go in. So what acupuncture does, as I've learned, is it kind of reconnects our energetic circuitry. And when you're doing energy work, what you come up with are a lot of different blockages that people have in their system that
right.
might be from, usually from suppressed trauma,
Yep.
or just constantly being stressed out and pushing it down in your body.
Yep.
Eventually that'll come out in illness, disease, depression, substance abuse, whatever it is. And so when we help people to basically purge these energetic blockages and release trauma, you just find you're just like a much happier, more relaxed human being.
I totally get that. Okay. Now you grew up in England, right?
I grew up in England. I grew up in Devon on the southwest coast. Yeah.
Okay. All right. When did you come to, how old were you when you came to the US?
I came
I
after
don't have to tell me how old you were, but how many years ago?
college, so like 96.
Okay. So where did you go to, you went to college in the UK or here?
Yeah, I went to college in the UK, University of East Anglia, Norwich. It was shit.
Oh, really?
That bad.
Okay.
And then I came here, and then potted history. I definitely like bounced around, did a lot of travel. Then I headed down to Cape Cod for a while, became an oyster farmer. Love the Cape, lived in the Cape in the summer, and then would travel in the winter, and then started working with various medicines, plant medicines. I went to Peru and worked with some indigenous medicines there, and so here we are.
Well, did you have to get certified to do all this stuff somewhere? Did you have to get a degree, diploma, or some kind of a certification for authenticity to be able to?
No, because so with who's gonna I could go and do a 90-minute class online and say I'm a Reiki master, right?
Okay.
The work that I do and with the people the group that I work with, I would say the certification comes from the transformations that have resulted from the work.
You don't need to be certified. You just need to be successful. That's all. I get
Right,
it.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
not all of what I do is accepted by the mainstream, conventional society. We tap into altered states of consciousness through different modalities. Really deep breath work will do that. You can tap into an altered state of consciousness. This is fear-inducing for a lot of people. I believe that it's an inalienable human right that we should be able to explore those regions. But, that's been repressed. As you see right now, we're going through like a psychedelic renaissance. Why? Because people are open to different ways of thinking, different ways of approaching their problems. And so it's a really interesting time.
I love your enthusiasm and your upbeat spirit about life. That's great.
Thanks.
Yeah, my shirt's pretty psychedelic. Look at that.
That's nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I think as soon as you said psychedelic, that's what I thought of. It's the most psychedelic.
My shirt.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I like your backdrop too. You enjoy nature. You feel connected to nature?
I love it. It looks like I'm sitting outside. That's a green screen. I love nature. Yes, I walk in this town all the time. I live right next door in Brockton. This is Easton, but I mean, I come here every chance I get it. If it wasn't dark out, I'd walk after I I may still take a walk if I wasn't suited up, but it's kind of weird to walk in your suit. Now look,
Weird.
just so you know, my tech guy just came, I have one more question. Do you have a big family, marriage and kids and everything, or are you?
No, I'm a lone wolf.
Okay, me too. I love lone wolf.
Yeah, I'm not, I live a very unconventional lifestyle, very unconventional, and always have, and I'm a bit much for most people. I don't
Not much
really.
for me. I think you're terrific.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I've enjoyed speaking with you. And
Okay.
no, just lone wolf.
All right.
But we are all one, so I'm never alone. You're never alone. Just go hug a tree.
I do that all the time. Yeah, I do. I hug a tree and I love the leaves as you can see, the foliage is pretty nice behind me.
It's so nice now that it's changing. So I was in, I have a few more minutes, by the way. I
Okay.
was in Vermont. I had a retreat in Vermont last weekend, and
Wow. Love them
leaves
especially now.
the leaves have started to turn already, and it was lovely. That like crisp little snap in the air, although it seems like we may get winter. Why am I talking about the weather? Anyway, trees, they're great.
Okay, well, that's awesome. I love Vermont too. If you ever want to do a nature walk, if you want someone to tag along, I'm always around.
Have you ever done something called forest bathing?
I don't know. I don't think so. If you want to take me on a trek, that would be.
I will. Okay, so there's it's a Japanese tradition called Shinu Iku, and basically it means you just go lie underneath some trees.
Okay.
Right, and there's a bloke that I want to try out because I want to use him on my retreats.
Okay.
But I don't know if he's any good, so we could go and we'll go forest bathing.
If you're willing to put up with me, I'll go with you. You got my number. Just give us the text anytime you want.
High five.
Yeah, high five it is. All right. There we go. You were great. Oh, you were an amazing guest. All right, look, but we're now down to the final few minutes of the show because that's per instructed. So just real quick, give some shouts out to people that are going to see it in England, merry old England, people that you know, friends, whatever.
Do you think my mum will be tuned into this?
Okay, that'll be great. I can't wait.
If it lasts.
Okay.
Valerie Ann, she'd mortified, probably.
Oh, so she must be great. I mean, what a creative young lady you are. She must be so darn proud of you, your mom.
Yeah, Mum, are you listening? Family in England, bit of a shout out to them. But mainly the healing community in Brattleboro, Vermont, Brattleboro TV station. I'm sure that some of those guys will be tuned right in.
You bet they will. I know people in Brattleboro too.
It's a great place.
You ever stand on a covered bridge in two states at once? That's a fun thing to do.
Nice.
Especially for an American. I mean, I mean, by birthright, you're English, but if you're an American, it's kind of cool to stand being up in New England and standing on a covered bridge, 1 foot in one state, 1 foot in the other. New Hampshire and Vermont share a lot of bridges, that in the wilderness where I've done that a few times, and that's always fun.
Thrilling. Let's do that. Let's add that to the list. We'll do that after the forest bathing.
All right. Listen, one last thing, real quick. When we finish up, would you just stick around and do a picture for Facebook? My tech guy will take it, and then you can go on your merry way with your Zoom, trek that you have later. Is that okay?
Sure. Yep.
It'll only take a few seconds. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
Sarah Jane Mulcrone, you were amazing. One of the coolest guests I ever had at the last minute. I think it's meant to be. I think fate sent you to me, and that's wonderful. So,
Great.
all right, we're going to wrap the show up now, folks. Thanks for watching. More great episodes to follow. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye. And here we go.